Okay, we'll go for a wander through the jail, up onto maybe the 3s or 4s. This is really interesting to me because I was chatting to the attraction lead earlier and I said to him as I wandered around, I was like, dude, you've got an A4 poster in an A3 frame. Can we please just sort that kind of stuff out? And that was about 3 hours ago and they've done it, which is really cool. It's tricky because I notice things because I'm not in it all the time, but then I pick people up on it and they're like, oh my God, they've picked me up on this. But it is just trying to, it's all just trying to act that improvement and do those kind of things. You'll see something really cool. Do you know about the riot shields? Stand in the cell. So I always do this with people. So they're designed in a very specific way. So it's a 3-man team, but they're designed to fit basically, like literally wedge just into the cell door. So the idea is that if I'm holding it up like this, you can't get anything through, including liquid. So if I come up to there, exactly, and kettles and stuff like that, so you can't even get anything through, not even liquid to fully protect me basically. So they're designed to be that size, but it's a very quick kind of like, all I need to do is a very quick kind of shift, and then I go. But they had this great thing, I watched them do it, the 3-man team as they come through the door. No, stay straight, because you're in the other cell. So as they come through the door, so I'd get to here and then wait, and then one would come in this side and one would come in this side, and with the 3 shields linked in like that, you're completely done. And all they do is they just keep going back and back and back and back and back and back. And they would just keep going back until you're against the wall, and they will just pin you against a wall basically. All 3 officers pin you, and then other officers will come in and then they'll restrain you and put you down. So it's literally, it's just no messing. But people don't tend to see that the actual shields are made to the right size of the doors, which I think is quite cool. You can see how few people or how less people go up here just based on how much paint rubs off them. So it's the little bits you notice. But this is my next goal, which is to get rid of the netting, or one of the next goals is to get rid of the netting. And it's been different people feel different things about this. Everyone seems to be like, no, leave the netting. Apart from me, I'm like, let's take the netting out. And it's gonna look amazing. And when we take the netting out, which we will do, everyone's gonna go, oh my God, you were 100% right. And the funny thing is about this is I encourage every member of staff, everybody within our organization to throw in ideas, to throw in their thoughts. I want their opinions, I want their ideas, I want to a degree their advice. However, there is on occasion a time where they're going to think we should do it this way, and I think we should do it this way, and a decision has to be made. And sometimes we go that way, and sometimes we go this way. When it comes to the netting, I 100% know I'm right. I know I'm right. So when we come to a point where I know I'm right, we are going to do it this way. We're going to take it out, and it's going to look amazing, and people are going to go, wow. And for those of you going, oh yeah, but it won't look original, there was never netting here originally. It wasn't here. When the prison was first built, there wasn't a netting. It was just a big open spanse. Jordan's looking confused. There was no netting here originally. This is not Victorian netting, look at it. Well, this is quite recent. So this would have been put in probably somewhere in the 90s, maybe early 2000s, probably the 90s. There was a netting in before that, and you can see it from downstairs, and we'll go down a floor, and you can see where the original hooks are basically for the netting. But when it very, very first opened, bearing in mind we're talking the 1860s, the netting came off these hooks here. So these were the original hooks that the netting came off. But again, they're not original, they were additions, which probably came in. I'd have to double check with someone like Liz, who will know much closer to the exact dates. But I would have thought these probably came in somewhere around the 50s, maybe the 60s. And what would have happened is the netting that would have come across would have been more like a rope mesh netting. It wouldn't have been like this. And then this was then installed probably in the 90s, early 2000s, something like that. Oh, that's cool.
So we've got more on cameras now. So
yeah.
What we do is, obviously if I've got 4 rooms, I use this screen as well.
Yeah.
And then,
you must be able to configure this though, just to see all of them at the same time. Can you not just split them out?
No, gives you a limited amount that you're
You can go on to 4, can't you?
Yeah, so the 4 is the most you can have, and then I have 4 on that screen. Then you talk
Okay,
to them
cool.
through this laptop here.
Oh, you can speak to them through the cameras?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
happy
they
days.
hold up that help sign, so we print out, we've got help signs.
So they're like, help.
And they pretty much hold up,
Yeah.
and that's how we contact them.
I did an escape room in New Zealand years ago. Yeah, a while ago. And they gave you an iPad. And when you went in, you had to do a lot of puzzles through the iPad, which I thought kind of took it away a little bit. But what was cool is if you were struggling, you could press help and it buzzed them on the iPad and they spoke you back through. They didn't speak to you on the iPad, you buzzed it on the iPad and then it came through a tannoy.
That's why I like this, because to be honest, if you get fun groups like your hen do's or your stag do's, you can like, they'll be doing and messing around or something, you can just start shouting at them through the camera.
I assume you can speak to them obviously separately, so it's done by
That's why we use that, because
That's cool.
otherwise if we do it on there, everyone can hear for some reason, so we do it on a separate screen and then it's just for that group.
Sweet, happy days. Love that. Happy days. Right, George, where should we go next?
What else are you working on?
Oh, dude, so much stuff.
That you can talk about?
Oh, nothing. So these showers, for example, we'll keep these as showers because these actually have hot water running in them. I don't know why this has been taken off, but it needs fixing. So this is what our estates guy will be able to do, is kind of fix this sort of stuff and make sure that because that's how we get access to the hot water. But we'll leave those. We're going to leave this piece of netting. So this bit of netting, I'm going to leave. And I'm going to leave this so we still have an example of what a modern netting looks like and people can still see it. And if productions want to go onto it, then they can get onto it and stuff like that. So we'll leave this one little section, but because it only goes into an overclose, it's fine. But the rest of it, it's going to look immense. It's going to look so different. We installed alarms on the doors. So all the doors have having alarms installed on them. The CCTV's all gone in. We're going to convert what was originally the slop out. So these were the sluices where the prisoners used to slop out. And then they were converted into for God's sakes, converted into showers. We're going to convert these into toilets. So we're going to have a load of toilets put in here and on the 3s, on the 4s. So it's basically just taking it back to what they were, because once upon a time they had sluices and some toilets in here. So that will give us a massive capacity on toilets. I think it's going to add an extra 12 to 15 toilets, which is huge for us. We used to be that type of place that said alarmed fire exit, emergency use only, no re-entry. And actually it was just a sign. But now, if you do it, it actually goes off. Someone will come running. So in a second, someone's going to come running. So this is a piece of work that we're talking about, we're highlighting, we're figuring out. But I think this is going to become our prison servery, or AKA the cafe. And we're going to design this kind of similar to how you'd feel, well, how it used to be, which actually is not dissimilar to a Starbucks or a Costa, with a counter coming down along here, all the way through and sort of turning off here with like sandwich fridges and display fridges and cake fridges and stuff like that all the way through and along here. And you'll come in, you'll order your coffees, cakes, paninis, sandwiches, toasties, kids' food, kids' lunch boxes, all that kind of stuff will all be done here. But we'll do it all in theme. So the staff, I think they know this, the cafe staff will be either prisoners or prison officers. I think there's a bit of a debate. Prisoners traditionally did the servery side of things, but we do tend to use prison officer as our uniform across the board. So this is due to be converted. So again, once our new estate guy starts, we'll be able to crack on with this with the team. We will then use the cells. So we're going to put more tables down here. So we'll have a big bank of tables all the way down here. So we've got loads of these tables. So we'll put them all the way down the wing, probably quite close to each other, like as it would be in prison. And then inside the cells, this one's a good example. So we've got a little bit of work to do on them, but we'll take out the toilets, we'll take out the sinks, we'll take out the boards, we'll just strip it back out to how it was originally. We'll probably even take out the prison shelf potentially. We'll give them all a good clean, we'll give them all a good paint, and then we'll put tables and chairs in here so you'll be able to get your tea, your coffee, your food, your paninis, your sandwiches, cakes, lovely cakes. And you'll be able to come in here and sit inside a prison cell, and then we're going to put some really cool information boards on the walls, and you'll be able to come in here and take photos of you chilling out and having a coffee or cream teas, whatever it might be, in a prison cell. So that's one of our next sort of tasks that we're working on really, and kind of gearing that up ready for the winter. So yeah, so there's that one. We've just had all the new CCTV installed. So this has been an undertaking for us to get everything in place. but again, it's in, so whilst there's still work to do. So you'll see it just up on there. So we've had the CCTV reinstated. So there used to be cameras everywhere, and you can see like up here on that building there, that's one of the original prison cameras. So we've got loads of those, but we've had new cameras reinstated in their place. So just taking down the old ones, putting new ones up in their space, to redo the entire CCTV around the externals, which is really cool because, again, we've done that based on what it's going to look like in the future. So we've designed the whole system, although we've only done the outside at the moment, we've designed the whole system to be able to take the inside cameras at the same time. And they've been put up really neatly, really tidy, which is really good. And then obviously we're going to open up our car park wider. We're going to take the fencing down at the front, so there'll be no hoarding, no fencing, no gates. So we'll be, basically you'll just be able to drive into the jail at any point, 24/7, 365. You'll be able to park, you'll be able to pay, you'll be able to visit the attraction or bug off into town, or whatever it is that you want to do effectively. That's absolutely fine. Right, that's me done. I've got to get back to work. So enough of wandering on railway tracks.